The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Milwaukee Bucks at BMO Harris Bradley Center. Well, for Milwaukee, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And Coach Fred Hoiberg, the mayor, a decade in the NBA, then a successful run coaching Iowa State. How do you think he's doing with the Bulls, Kenny?
It's a tough act to follow with Tom Thibodeau departing.
It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO. And a conference rivalry renewed tonight. This one could get a little chippy, Chris.
Games like this always have a little bit of extra meaning.
Here's Holiday. He's coming off a 16-point game against Utah. Kicks it to Markkanen. Dishes to Grant. It's good.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Dellavedova kicks to Zeller. Back to Dellavedova. Pass to DJ. Muhammad on the wing. 5 on the clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He's developed a nice in-between game. The D gave him way too much cushion.
Passed in Nwaba. Outside Holiday. Drains the three-pointer.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
A minute 20 left in the first. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with Fred Hoiberg. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays. Whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Yeah, easier to say than do. I mean, with the weapons they have, they force such tough matchups. It's hard to stay with them.
Here's Zeller, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Oh, man, some perseverance from the big fella. Zeller hanging in there to collect the second chance points.
The shot by Markkanen, nobody around, connects from three-point range. Markkanen's got 11 points.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Down low. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his second basket of the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And now the second quarter. And the Bucks with some changes. DJ is checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brandon Jennings. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Shabazz Muhammad is out there with Parker. Then it's Tyler Zeller. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's DJ in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Lopez a screen. Grant kicks to Lopez. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Out left to the wing. Lets it go. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation to Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
The shot by Muhammad. Nobody around. Off target with his 3.
A defender nowhere near him, and he still can't hit it. He wants that one back.
And the foul called on DJ. That's his first foul. Brogdon, he's checked in for the Bucks. 40 seconds left to play in the first half. And so it's the Chicago Bulls feeling good about their 17-point lead. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Lauri Markkanen having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half.
And the Bucks with some changes. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Henson. DJ comes in for Parker, and Brogdon subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Then for the Bulls, David Nwaba is checked in for Valentine. Justin Holiday comes in for Levine, and it's Jaren Grant in for Chris Dunn. Taking a look at the Bulls, Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Then there's Grant, and it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position.
Oh, terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Grant against Brogdon. The Bulls have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
First one falls for him. Chicago making a switch here. Chicago leading by 18.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Bulls.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Zach LaVine.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was the complete package.
Jennings out there with DJ. Then there's Tony Snell. Then it's John Henson. And it's Zeller in at the 4-man position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Tries again, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Chris Dunn picks one up.
Well, you got to credit his work ethic. Tyler Zeller has improved dramatically year after year. I mean, he's now very capable of starting center in this league.
No good on the free throw.
Well, the big story from the Bulls last offseason was trading Jimmy Butler. It had to be. He had strife with the front office, problems with players. Both sides seemed to want to move on.
He hits the second from the line. Well, Chris, as you said, the strength of this Bulls team last season came from Wade and Butler. And speaking of Wade, what better a player to act as a mentor for this team than Dwayne Wade?
Well, it's hard to get fair value for a guy like Butler. It was clear that Chicago needed to mix things up. Now, LaVine, I really like his game. He can really help this team. And they, you know, Markkanen, that's decent.
At the line for 2.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
Picked by Zeller. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Snell dishes to DJ. From deep three-point range. Rebound by the Bulls. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but
They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And guys, the Houston Rockets can get up and down the floor and score as well as anybody. A big reason, James Harden. He does just about everything for him at the offensive end of the floor. Doesn't he, Kenny?
I'll tell you what. You know, we always knew he was an elite scorer. But
an aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas. Our broadcast setting tonight. We're live, the home of the Rockets in wonderful Houston, Texas. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Here in Houston, it's another home game for the Rockets. What a story right now for these guys. Win after win. It's been a phenomenal stretch.
Yeah, and these fans could not be any more behind this team right now. The winning streak has kind of captured the entire public's imagination, and the level of enthusiasm, man, is off the charts.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. Clark, having a deep rotation, a strong bench, sure helps a team in so many ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think it allows you to keep constant pressure on the opposition when you have a deep bench that's capable. It just puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. And it also keeps your guys fresh and engaged, not just fresh.
Houston leading by 12. From deep, Green unable to get that one. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Yeah, the woodshed is what we call that. They annihilated them, simply had no answers for how to slow them down.
And Muhammad gets it to go.
This is what you get with Muhammad. Not a box of chocolates, but a score-first mindset. He can do it extremely well at times.
Harden kicks to Johnson. On the wing, Green. Green missing again.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Bucks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
You know, Shabazz Muhammad was one of the biggest names in all of high school sports as a senior. He's still trying to find that same kind of buzz and groove at this level.
The Bucks making a switch here. Jennings is checked in. Johnson kicks to Harden. And the foul called on DJ. That is his first foul of the game. 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. A baseline J. Here's Green. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the...
James Harden getting it done for Houston. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Joe Johnson, very encouraged by this team's strong play of late.
I think the approach is a lot different. Coming to every game now, it's like...
Joe Johnson has obviously been on both sides of that equation, and there's no doubt he is a much happier guy now. that he expects to win.
You know, no better feeling than every time you take the court, you know if you do X, Y, Z, you have a chance to win. And Joe Johnson has seen them all since he joined the league way back when with the Celtics and quickly traded to Phoenix. Now he's on the upside again and mature enough to appreciate it.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Yeah, and you know, that cohesion is really impressive, Greg. I mean, they know how to get each other going and feed off of each other, and that's crucial.
Johnson is out there with Luke Mbamute. And it's Green. Then there's Nene. And it's Harden in at the one. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
6 to shoot. Muhammad dishes to DJ. Three-pointer. Great D that time from Green. Rockets leading by 10. To the paint. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Snell. Buries the jumper to finish the break. And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Well, after spending most of his career as a player who only got spot starts, Clark, Tony Snell was thrust into the starting lineup after being traded to the Bucks. He did as well as you could have hoped, given his track record.
Well, I tell you what, he really improved his efficiency, Kevin, and he gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He can make shots, he can drive it, he can defend. I thought he did a really nice job blending into the team and providing them with what they needed. I don't know if he's a long-term solution in any team starting five, but boy, he certainly warrants and merits consideration because of his versatility.
For the Rockets. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. An exceptional performance. So for the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Johnson comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Jackson.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Bucks.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, his defense was tremendous tonight. Really, really high level. He was a pest, forced the opponents into a lot of turnovers.
On the court for the Bucks, we've got John Henson. Jennings out there with DJ. Then there's Tony Snell, and it's Muhammad in at the small forward. Outside Gordon. Harden with it. Stolen by Henson. Outside Jennings. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the match. To come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan.